Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a demo and review on the new sculpting series from Smith Cosmetics. I want to say that these launched mid-December, and by the time you're seeing this video, it is mid-January. About a month ago, I believe these released, and I was looking over the holidays for reviews on this set, and I couldn't find any. So I decided to go ahead and place the order. Even though I didn't read any reviews, which is rare for me, typically I always like to research before I buy. I really wanted these. I figured may as well make a review video myself. This is what the series looks like. There is 5 brushes that came out with this launch. And what I really love about these brushes is that they all have fairly unique designs, I want to say. And that's the great thing about Smith Cosmetics, is that they're always making innovative brushes. And that's what really drew me to this series, because I didn't have anything like it, and I really love to purchase brushes. It's one of my favorite things, is to find a new brush that will work with my everyday routine or have something unique about it that will just help with my makeup application for a full face of makeup. The first brushes I ever bought were the Quill brushes, the eye brushes, and I think that's a great starting point. If you want to expand your brush collection, I think these are a great way to go, but I want to show you them in action just in case you're curious about this series yourself and purchasing, because I know Smith Cosmetics is quite pricey, but they are an investment, definitely worth the purchase, I feel, but they are on the more pricey end. And buying it in this set doesn't save you any money. I wish they did, and the prices are also in US dollars, even though these are shipping out of Calgary, which I wish they had a Canadian pricing, because the exchange can be quite bad for us Canadians. So that's really up to you if you think they are worth the price or not. Obviously I did to make the purchase, but I wanted to tell you any pros and cons about the brushes, show you each of them in action, tell you which one is my favorite, what I use them all for. I'm not going to go in order of the numbers, I'm going to go in order of how I use these to apply to my face. And starting with my favorite brush, actually, from the collection. This is the Smith 157 brush, and this is the most unique brush in my opinion, because it has this square ferrule on it, and this part right here is called a ferrule, and as you can see, it is square. I don't have any brushes that are designed like this. Super soft, and you can see there is a slight angle to this brush. I just used them, so that's why they're dirty, but I will be showing you nice clean brushes in this video as well. So this brush specifically is my favorite from the series. If I were to recommend only one, it would be this one, because of its versatility. You can use it for creams or powders. You can use it for basically an entire face application. I feel like this brush would be useful for. And I used it for the most steps in my makeup routine, even though I could use it for way more. I didn't use this for foundation, but this would probably be my go-to foundation brush from here on out. I just love the shape of it and the size, the density, the softness. I just feel like it really works well with cream and liquid products. The 157 Wedge Brush is a 50-50 split of synthetic and goat hair, and this retails for $33 US. All the prices are in US. This brush specifically has the most unique shape of any brush that I own. I wanted to show you the size of these brushes versus some other brushes I have. I find them quite similar in size and shape to the Sephora Pro collection. If you happen to have any of those brushes on hand, they do have a similar size. And I would say these are on the longer, and they're not too long. They're a really good size. My Sephora brushes, for whatever reason, even though they're similar size, they do feel much longer. Smith brushes are designed for makeup artists, and when you have a longer handle brush, that's better for makeup application on clients, as opposed to a smaller size brush, which is typically better for application on yourself. Though I use these for my own makeup application, I prefer a shorter handle for when I do makeup application on myself. That's just a general rule of thumb. Obviously, I feel like there's no really rules in makeup, but that's something that I've learned over the years. Definitely don't let that sway you if you just want to buy these for yourself and you don't work on any clients. I don't currently, and I love the size for myself. So you can use this brush for foundation, powder, contour, highlight, you name it. I feel like you could get an entire face application from this one brush. So that's why I'm saying this is the #1 that I would recommend if you're looking for something unique. Most versatile in my opinion is from the sculpting series, the 157. Definitely my favorite from the bunch. I feel like the only limit with these brushes are what you put on them, because really you can use a brush for anything. They have recommended for what you should use for creams and liquids versus powders, which I would follow, but for overall application and what you use these for, the sky's the limit. I'm just showing you how I use them for this makeup look, but you could honestly use these for anything. Moving on to the Smith 151 brush. This is their paddle brush and it retails for $36.50. I use this for foundation. You can also use this brush to blend out cream contour, blend out your concealer. Sky's the limit again on this. You can use it for cream liquid powder. I used it just for creams and liquids in my makeup today, but you could definitely use this for powder as well. This also has the dual fiber of both synthetic and goat hair for this brush. That's great for a variety of products, liquids, creams, powders. As I said, it can really do the works, this one as well. And if you happen to have the 115 brush from Smith Cosmetics, it's basically a larger version of that, so I feel like you can get your foundation done a little bit faster with this brush. I still want to purchase the 115 myself. I haven't pulled the trigger on that one yet, but that's definitely a great starting point. I feel like the 115 and the Quill brushes for eyes, if you were starting out, these were just treat yourself moment that I wanted to do. And they're definitely different than anything I have, which is really, really nice and worth the purchase for me, just due to how unique the shapes are and the multi-use you can get from them. So you'll see in the clips that I use this mostly for foundation, but you could really blend out any kind of cream product you do and lay down with this. Super quick and easy if you were to do an all cream makeup look and just use this brush to blend everything out. Fantastic brush. This brush is also similar to the Fenty foundation brush if you happen to have that. I compared it in the video for you guys to see kind of the size comparison, just in case you have purchased that one. I do find it quite similar, though the Fenty one is all synthetic and is more densely packed than this one. This one has a little bit more give to it and has that 50-50 blend of fibers. Then we have the Smith 154 Quill face brush. And you can see the unique design of this one. It is tapered, very similar to the Smith 235 in the shape of it. My eye brush I've used obviously way more than this one, so it's fluffed out a bit, but it definitely has the same shape to it. This one's just much larger. So I love this one for eyeshadow application. And as soon as I saw this design for a powder bronzer brush, I knew right away I wanted to use this as a bronzer brush, because I don't typically contour, but I do like a bronze contour. That's kind of how I do my bronzer and contour. I like to use a fairly neutral bronzer, and I like to bronze up my face that way. It's bronzing and it's contouring. My favorite bronzer is the Marc Jacobs Fantastic, which I feel like is perfect. And just due to the design of this brush, I feel like it's a fantastic way to bronze contour your face, and definitely something that I really love in my collection. Typically for bronzer, you guys would see me use my Tom Ford bronzer brush. And this is great for a really easy, airy application of bronzer, gets the job done fast. It really blends it out nicely. But if I want a more bronze contour, which I honestly do mostly for bronzer, this is really great for that, because it just has those angles to really chisel out your cheekbones. So definitely a great brush if you're into the whole bronze contour and not really bronze or contour, one or the other. It's great to do both. The next brush we have here is the Smith 103 Filbert face brush, and this retails for $28.50, and it's good for cream powder and liquid products. I personally use this one for my eye brightener today, and also for my blush. And I think it's really great for both of those just due to the size. So if you weren't using this for powder, for cream, I would suggest using this for your concealer. I think it would be really great at applying that. I did just stick to powder for this brush and used it for both my under eye brightener and my blush application. Loved it. This one isn't too dense, so it applies just the right amount of product. It's really light on your skin. Also for precise application of blush, I just feel like this is the perfect size. I'm not big on blush personally, so to have something nice and light like this, I can just precisely apply it to where I want, or just a light dusting of a blush topper, I feel like this would be perfect for. And for creams and liquids, as I said, it would be great for a concealer if that's what you wanted to use it for. But I did strictly use this for powder. Loved that. And then the last brush we have here is the Smith 104 fan brush. And this isn't your typical fan brush. When I think fan, I think of a full fan, almost like a half fan. My typical highlight brush is my Sephora Pro 98. And they're similar in size for a little bit longer. And the shape is quite different. This one has a lot more thickness to it. So you can see the shape's obviously different, but I like this brush because it's just designed to just get that area. It's small enough to precisely highlight your face. So this is specifically made for powder products, this fan brush, not for creams or liquids. And it's really nice and light and just buffs in powder products perfectly. So you get the best looking highlight, and I don't think it's too big or too small. It just cups the cheek perfectly, and I just really like the design of this. If you're looking for something different, maybe you haven't found your perfect fan brush yet, definitely check out this one. It was probably my least wanted of this series just because I already have a highlight brush that I love to use. It's really different, and I was more excited for the other ones, but after using this one, it really works beautifully for precision application and really diffusing the powder product beautifully. So highly recommend that one as well. And just the whole entire series I've just had great success with. And as I showed you in the video, they just apply products beautifully. They have a very unique shape to them. And I like that Smith Cosmetics doesn't just define their brushes in one specific category. They really make them multi-use so that you can get the most use out of your brushes. And the sky's the limit with these. The only limitation on these brushes are what you personally put on them, because honestly, I feel like you could use them for a multitude of things, more than I even suggest or have showed you in this video. Really, it's up to you to decide what you want to use them for. But if I were to only choose one, as I said earlier, it would be the Smith 157. I feel like this is the most unique of the 5 brushes they launched in the sculpting series, and the most unique one that I have in all my brushes. I love the square ferrule. I love the density of this, and I could honestly do an entire face application just with this brush because that's how multi-use this one is to me. I think it's honestly the most multi-use of all the brushes, so that's why I picked this one as my personal favorite. But obviously I really like all the others and definitely recommend checking them out. I love finding unique brushes, and these definitely have some unique shapes and multi-use. Really great, fantastic quality made. I've never had an issue with a Smith brush. I've never had shedding issues, a ferrule come loose. Always great quality from Smith Cosmetics. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have purchased these yourself and have specific ways you use the brushes, leave a comment down below and tell us how you use your Smith Cosmetics brushes. I would love to know so I could find new ideas and we can all just see what else we can do with these brushes. So thanks again, and I will see you guys in my next video.